We interrupt this transmission to bring you the following live broadcast.
How's everyone doing tonight? Woo! It's Wednesday. It's 6 o'clock somewhere. With Ryan ready in his chair. And almost 10 whole people watching from home. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? It's time for the ThinkSoJoE Show!
You're gonna be laughing about this the whole show, aren't you?
Dude, yes.
He nailed it.
Dude, that's just absolutely fucking perfect. Like, that's exactly what I wanted that to be. Like me as an agent of shambles, or even me as anybody otherwise, does not deserve an intro that sounds as good as Karina's. Just that overlap of my name dubbed in is hilarious. That is freaking perfect.
It was exactly what I think you envisioned it to be. The only thing I would have done different was I would have had like a click in there that sounds like, you know, when you were a kid and you were recording on your stereo and you hit stop, you know. Right.
Like the Talk Boy or whatever from Home Alone 2 or what. Yeah. Dude, I mean, that's great.
Yeah. No, I as soon as and you know, he had me check with Karina to make sure it was okay with her first. He didn't want to come across. So I was like, look, I messaged her. I'm like, look, I know you're not gonna think that this is petty, but just to be on the safe side, because Kevin wanted me to ask, I'm gonna ask just to make sure that you're cool with this. She says, yeah, no, do what you gotta do. So, you know.
I love it, man.
She's been cool about everything, you know, so.
I love it, man. It's freaking hilarious. I am gonna be laughing about that the entire time.
So we got new microphones. I hope they sound okay. Let us know. You guys are watching. Make the video glitch when that happens. Oh, do something with the video. I like that it just like stops the, you know, just like the background music stops and everything, which is exactly what I wanted out of that.
Yeah, it's just completely cut out. Like, it reminds me of like that episode of Camp Krusty from The Simpsons where the like
Mr. Black.
Exactly. It's freaking that. That is awesome, man. I love it.
What is static? Is that in reference to the microphones or what's going on? I don't know. I'm trying to. We got new mics. Yeah, they sound okay in test recordings, and then when I actually go to do shit with them, they sound like shit. So
yeah, is there
static under the Ryan clip?
Okay.
Put it under the clip. The mics sound great. Okay, cool, perfect.
Yeah. That would be funny.
They're $300 microphones. They better fucking sound perfect. It better sound great. Yeah, no, I mean, it's cool because now we have the freedom to like move about. We don't have to be like right up on the microphones and all that. So
exactly, I can gesticulate wildly as I say stupid things. It's gonna be fantastic.
The only thing that's your mic cable is going right across your mic.
Is it really? Oh,
man. Your headphone cable, yeah, is going right across. That's okay.
Hang on a second. There we go.
Oh, that works.
Yeah,
we can get you better headphones.
I've got a pair of wireless Bose ones, but they're Bluetooth.
Yeah, the Bluetooth wouldn't work.
Yeah. I'll just put it behind my back. That'll work.
Otherwise, I wouldn't even have. I mean, if we know they sound good, we probably don't even need to have headphones. To be honest, we could just be sitting here having a conversation and, you know, not look like we're actually doing a radio program.
Do like some roundtable fireside chat thing?
Yeah, something like that. So Shambles just announced a show.
Yeah. We got we're continuing to sell out and play cover sets. We got we're playing downstairs at Mr. Good Bar on February 18th.
I know, man. Downstairs at Mr. Good Bar. How fancy.
It's like I said, man, that's what happens when you play cover sets. All of a sudden people want to come hang, but nah. Just I'm excited, man. It's cool. We're playing with Wrestle with Jimmy, who's it's a couple guys from Amateur Hockey Club, SMUG, and what's the other one? Nietzsche. So they cover like Weezer tunes and stuff, and they throw some originals in there. So the way the night's gonna go, we're gonna open up and play like music's at like 9:30, probably 9. We're gonna play Alkaline Trios From Here to Infirmary. Then they're gonna come on and play Weezer's Blue Album, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna play Blink-182's Enema of the State. And depending on what's happening, we'll probably stick some other, shenanigans in there. Probably a couple originals, maybe some other covers, We'll feel it out as we go. But it should be a fun show. I'm excited.
Kirsten demands a fireside green screen gimmick. We got the green screen. We can make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Shenanigans are the best way to honor Blink-182, she says.
I think it's kind of prophetic that we as Shambles ended up covering a bunch of Blink-182 songs because, like, don't get me wrong, we are going to go back to playing originals. Like, we're working on writing some stuff right now. We're going to get there. But in the interim, it's been fun playing these cover tunes. And, like, the way Blink's stage presence was, I think is very similar to what we try to do, which is we just do not give a shit. We are as much trying to make you laugh or hate us as we are trying to play the songs well. Like, we're somewhere between like a stand-up comedy act and musicians and Andy Kaufman all at once.
So the first time you guys played the Enema of the State, I didn't know you were doing it, and I was at that show, and it was like just a couple of months after Brian passed, and I think I said to you, man, Brian would have loved that,
Yeah, man. I'm glad it was serendipitous. Like, I'm glad that was like an honor in his memory that we were doing that. It wasn't the intention, but it, like I said, it was serendipitous. It worked out. And yeah, I mean, that show was a lot of fun. That was upstairs at Good Bar, and they invited us back to play downstairs. We were drawing people in from downstairs. So we'll see what happens. But at the same time, like, I do want to specify that, like, we are not just a cover band. Like, we also write and play originals and stuff. But
you have like the easiest time right now though, because you just need to learn other people's songs. Like, you came into Living Brain Dead and we were like, we're working on this 80s covers album, dude. Like,
yep. It's I got to tell you, it's a pleasure.
We'll be back on stage in March. I don't know if I can say that we're on this show or not, but we're playing at Good Bar in March.
Hell yeah.
Which is fun. Like, some friends of mine are playing Mohawk that same night, and I'm like, fuck, I'm playing fucking good. The one night we're playing a show, you guys are playing a fucking show. Like, I can't go to your show because I gotta be at my show, and you can't come to my show because you gotta be at your show. Like, fuck,
That's how it always goes, man. Everybody gets booked on the same night, and then there's nothing for a month.
It's really weird because, like, I'm, as I'm picking music for the show, it's like I need to find band. Like my first thing that I do is I go for bands that are playing within the next week. And for the last 2 weeks, it's been like, where the fuck is everybody? Like, nobody's playing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird. A whole bunch of people are out on tour right now. Everybody else seems to be, hunkering back down for COVID or all getting booked on the exact same nights. So, yeah, who knows, man.
Going to emo festivals in Las Vegas, booked by the same people who did the fucking what's his face Travis Scott bullshit a couple of months ago.
Okay.
So
yeah, I would anticipate that exact scenario won't happen again, but
you would hope.
Yeah, fingers crossed, right?
I saw somebody theorizing that for some reason this is not getting all the. We're getting chats over here that we're not getting over there. It's weird. Our Amora Live just dropped their show this weekend, and in just a few hours ago, dropped. Yeah, the XM Priory show over the weekend didn't happen.
Oh shit.
Health issues. Whoa. See, that's what I was talking about earlier. You can't let these mics fold up on you because then that happens. I should wear mine on the outside of my shirt, really, but yeah, I mean, but the problem with that is, like, then the beard gets all up on it and you get all that noise. So
the beard static.
Yeah. That's weird. Like, the Restream chat's just not keeping up with us today. We've got all this chat over here, but not over here.
Yeah, we'll read both of them, I guess. But you were saying the XM Priory show got canceled? Like, what happened?
Apparently one of the bands got COVID.
Yeah. It sucks.
And because it was like the same night as the Buffalo Bills game and the weather was shit, so they were like, you know what, fuck it. Not to mention that 2 of the 3 bands are also playing at Evening Star again this weekend. So like the two remaining bands, the ones that didn't get covered, are playing. So it's just like, you know what, screw it. Just, we're not gonna play tonight. We'll see you Friday. We'll see you next Saturday.
Oh shit.
Which, it sucked to, because I was like, ooh, I'm going out this weekend, and then I'm like, fuck, I'm not going out this weekend, which was fine because I went to bed.
Yeah, you got some sleep.
I did. I got some sleep during the Bills game.
Oh, yeah, fuck off, man. You were the only one.
Yeah, apparently.
You hear people screaming down the street, man. That game was fucking awesome. It's like, I can't say I expected it. Like, people expected it to be, you know, the Bills to win, but like, I don't know. They scored on every drive, man. Every time they got the ball, except for kneeling it down, they scored. Like, you can't do better than that. It was awesome. I don't know. I'm very, very excited for Kansas City this weekend. I think it's going to be another good game. And I won $350 because Devin Singletary scored twice, so that was pretty great.
All right, I hit refresh on this, so hopefully if more chats come in, we'll see them. But
nice.
Yeah, I watched the Bengals game.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the Bengals, you know, for the first time since text messaging has been invented, the Bengals won a playoff games. And, you know, but not without controversy. There was some controversy there.
Wait a minute. What was the play in that one? It was the Joe Burrow touchdown where they blew the whistle.
They blew the whistle.
Yeah.
So if you're the other team, the Raiders, I think, they played the Raiders, right?
Yeah.
Am I right? Okay, so if you're the Raiders, you hear the whistle blow.
You stop playing.
You stop playing.
Exactly, because you play to the whistle and not a second more, because then there's a chance that you draw a penalty. And they blew the whistle while the ball was in the air, but there was like a safety or a corner on the tight end, or I think it was a tight end, that caught the ball, and they stopped running towards him, and he caught it, and it was a touchdown. So
right. So would they have successfully defended that play had the whistle not gone? We don't know.
I mean, probably not, but yeah,
but that play absolutely should have been restart that play. Like
yeah.
Kansas City won a playoff game for the first time in like decades. Cincinnati. What did I say?
Kansas City.
Cincinnati. Cincinnati won a playoff game for the first time in forever, and but you know, would they have won? Probably.
I think probably, but yeah, I mean,
but you don't know.
You're right. Like, you don't want it to be tainted by there being in a one-score victory. You don't want there to be a questionable call near the end of the game that everyone focuses on.
Speaking of that, so Sunday.
Oh, dear. Yeah, you're 49ers, buddy. Holy shit. Dude, that game was a clusterfuck. Like, the entire
I gotta
way
tell
through.
you, I keep seeing this meme, and it's like, oh, you know, your team has, referring to Kansas City, your team has a TikTok dancer at the sideline. Our team has other teams' quarterbacks coming to watch us in sub-zero temperatures with no shirt on. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, you know, the Cowboys had another team's wide receiver in the stands rooting them on. Didn't work for them. Did it, Stephon Diggs? Anyway, that was not a great game, but it comes down to there's a train out there somewhere. Anyway, comes down to
it's third down. Sorry.
It comes down to the Cowboys are trying to make a game-winning touchdown drive at the end of the game. They're
yes.
down, I think 6, right? So they, Dak Prescott runs the ball, he slides, he gets back to the line, they snap the ball. Now, here's the problem. Mm-hmm. On what planet do the players set the ball?
Never. It's not in the rule book. They don't do it. I mean, yeah, so they try to set the ball, and the ref needs to run through the center in order to touch the ball, tries to get out of the way. By the time they snap the ball, there's 1 second remaining, so it's a live play that they could have ran. Dak spikes it with 0 seconds left. The game is over on a spike because they were attempting to throw a 25-yard Hail Mary instead of the 42 one that he scampered to gain the yardage. But, like, there are so many questions with that play because like everything broke down. Like, you should never call a QB run like that with 14 seconds or 16 seconds left or whatever. Like,
and no timeouts.
Yeah, like, it didn't make any sense. And then he tried to set the ball himself, which is another just total brain fart. And then this one is tougher because it's very hard for you to be in that situation where everything is tense. and you're trying to snap it and spike it immediately, sure. I can get that you're not looking at the play clock, you're just trying to get it done, but he should have been aware as a professional that they only have that play now, and they weren't ready to run the play, they were just trying to spike it. But the whole thing was a mess. It was just one of the worst calls I can remember seeing, like across the board. Like, you don't run a running play with 14 seconds left and no timeouts.
Yeah, it was just baffling to me. Like, why you know, I guess I get maybe under pressure you're not thinking, you don't think, hey, I need to give this to the referee to spot the ball here, but you know, like, I mean, and in that case, like, if this happened with, say, 5 seconds left on the clock, right? They snap this ball, that should be a penalty, right? I don't know I don't know the rule on this. Would you think that would be a penalty?
That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I would assume that it would be like loss of downs at least, some sort of penalty, because yeah, you can't snap it until the ref spots it. So yeah, it's a hypothetical I haven't even thought of. I should have came prepared. I'll look that up later.
The thought came to mind earlier. Like, that should, I would imagine that would be a penalty. You're setting the ball yourself and spiking it. I mean, you know, and snapping it rather. Without, you know, the line judge coming over saying, no, this is where the ball goes.
Yeah.
So that, you know, to me, sounds like something that would be a penalty. It would, maybe something that would have a runoff.
Yeah, probably that, or a loss of downs or something.
At least a loss of downs.
At least a loss of downs. If not, it would negate all of the yardage that they just gained by running it with 14 seconds left.
Right.
And then they would have that Hail Mary. Like, it just didn't make sense to me. I just thought you would take like one more shot to the outside, try to get some chunk yardage, and then get a Hail Mary. I don't know. Whatever. You know what? I'm not a coach. I don't know anything. I suck at Madden, but it was a very strange sequence. I didn't get it.
And, you know, Dallas was rolling there. Dallas had a pretty good shot to do it had they done it properly. They had a pretty good shot at knocking my Niners out, but hey, bring on Green Bay.
The Niners, like, honestly, like, they...
We'll talk about 2 years ago today. You know what happened in the NFL 2 years ago today? The 49ers won the NFC Championship. They beat the Packers. So,
okay.
Bring it on.
So, yeah, there you go. A couple days from now, you got that rematch again. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like, the Niners looked really good in the first half. Like, Jimmy G was consistent. He wasn't, like, slinging it, but he was playing fine. Fucking, I don't really watch Deebo Samuel all that much. That dude is insane. That touchdown run that he had where he went, like, sideways and found the hole and somehow managed to pick up, like, another 12 yards or whatever, insane. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah, so, I'm you know, and, you know, we had to play half the game without Nick Bosa, which was, you know, and Fred Warner got hurt and didn't come back into the game. Looks like Fred's going to be back for Green Bay. They're hopeful for Nick Bosa, but it's a concussion, so you never know with that.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, man, watching you know, I didn't watch the Bills game, but I saw those stats, and it's just like, man, that is, I got to give you credit. That's impressive.
Yeah, dude.
It's never happened before.
No, yeah, I mean, it never happened before. Nobody expected it. They scored on every drive, and they had 2 picks, and one of them Micah Hyde made on the Pats' first drive, and it was probably the greatest interception you'll ever see. Like, Mac Jones threw an incredible pass that should have been a touchdown, and Micah Hyde went up and over him, grabbed it, landed in the end zone. Bills get the ball back in their 25, then they go down and they score again. Like, basically, if the Bills, I mean, I shouldn't say basically, if the Bills do that every game, they're going to win the Super Bowl. Now, obviously, you're not going to have a perfect game every game, but, like, the Bills' offense looks like it's cooking. Like, let's go. Like, I don't know. I'm very excited. And like I said, I won $350 when Singletary got the second touchdown. So.
Yeah, you were texting me throughout like the weekend, like, hey, if this happens, I win this much money. Like, damn, dude, I don't know nothing about any of this sportsbook betting stuff, man. So.
Don't worry, man. I'll hook you up later because I'll get a bunch of free bets.
Yeah, yeah. That's how I ended up on Robinhood for my crypto stuff. Was somebody's like, hey, if you buy this, you know, hey, if you sign up with my link, you know, we both get free stocks. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I remember hooking Joey up with that. I got like 4 free stocks, and all of them have basically had like negative $1 returns. It's just been nothing. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't have me be your financial advisor, because I'm gonna advise that you buy Dogecoin, and then I'm gonna advise that you bet everything on the Bills to beat the Packers in the Super Bowl.
I already have a lot of Dogecoin, so yeah. But no, that was definitely a huge feat and a huge win for Buffalo, beating the Patriots of all teams, and then you guys throw a dildo on the field. Come on.
Every single time,
Come on.
dude. It's the Bildo.
Come on.
It's the Bildo. It's what we're what we're known for, man.
You know, when I was in San Francisco, I was in an Uber and I'm talking to the driver, and he's like, I told him I was going to the 49ers game, and he's like, oh, where are you from? I'm from Buffalo. Oh, you guys got all your fans jump through tables and flaming tables, and they christen their children by putting them through, fake table. Like, that's what you're known for.
Yep.
Are you proud of that?
Yeah, I am. That's
what Bills fans are famous for, putting people through flaming tables and throwing dildos on the field.
Yeah, I think it's punk rock, man. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm necessarily proud of it, but I definitely think it's a unique NFL football experience, You need to really care to do stuff like that. I got to tell you, I'm not doing it. But.
And here I got people trying to compare me arguing in favor of a dome for our stadium to Lambeau Field. It's like, no, in Lambeau, you guys, they don't throw dildos. Just the players come jump up into the stands with them. There's a huge difference here between the Green Bay fans and Buffalo fans. Here's the thing. I woke up on Sunday night after the game.
Okay.
And I checked my phone, and I had a text message, and it said AAAA. And I'm like, God damn it. How come nobody texts me E40 lyrics after the Niners win? I mean, you've got this song from the 50s that the Bills co-opted, as opposed to, it's a cheesy-ass song by E40, but he wrote it for the 49ers. Who's writing songs for the Buffalo Bills?
I don't know, man. I'm fine with
Not Every Time I Die.
I'm fine with the co-opted parody song. I love it, man. It's the fight song. Bring it on. You can hate it all you want. You can despise that it's an Isley Brothers song. That's fine.
I don't hate that it's an Isley Brothers song. I hate that you guys co-opted it, and I hear it everywhere from drunken Bills fans at inopportune times. If I'm at a Bills game, that's one thing. If I'm at a Blink-182 concert and it's so over the top that the band has to stop and be like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" Then that's another thing.
Go ahead and hate it, man. I freaking love it. I was doing it at the Bad Religion show, and you were like, "Who's doing that?" I'm behind you. I go, hey. Yeah, dude.
The thumbnail today's Bad Religion.
Oh yeah, How Could It Help Me Any Worse? That album kicks, dude.
Yeah.
Freaking, I think
came out on this day in 1982. I was not even 1 year old yet. So.
The origins of political punk rock. Well, overtly political philosophy punk rock.
And we just saw them a couple of months ago, and they're still kicking ass.
Yeah, they're great, man.
So yeah,
their vocals were so good live that I had to believe that they had pitch correction on, and I'm not sure they did. I think they might just be that good, but it sounded like the album. They were fucking.
Oh yeah,
great.
no, they sounded phenomenal.
Yeah,
I couldn't see anything because there was a tall dude in front of me the whole time, but they sounded great.
Yeah, they rocked, man. That was a fun show. I'm pretty sure that's where I got the Rona. Is at that show.
That's
worth it.
So that's the thing. I used to be anytime I would go to a show, I have to be up front. I have to be on the guardrail. I have to be right there. But now I know but if I'm back here, I can hear better.
Yeah.
Because the speakers are in front of me instead of right next to me or behind me. But the trade-off is I'm only 5'8", so I end up behind always the tallest guy in the room. Why are you so big and standing directly in front of me?
Yeah.
Well, it's I can't see shit.
Well, it's just one of those things. It's like when you're at a campfire and the smoke always blows directly at you. That's how it is at a show. No matter where you stand, someone taller than you will always stand right in front of you.
Yeah,
I've just accepted it at this point. I'm not going to get beyond it.
That's one thing I miss about being dumb enough to go up front for shows. I don't miss getting crowd surfers dropped on my head.
Yeah,
that I don't miss at all. I really I was at a Real Big Fish show at Canal Side,
Oh,
and
dude,
just
yeah.
like right up,
Everybody surfs at those shows.
and I'm right up at the guardrail, so I'm like turned to the side to like push crowd surfers over, kind of give them a good shove over the guardrail there, and just like the whole crowd just moves forward, and my ribs just go boom right into the guardrail, and just.
Yep.
Yeah, that was that was a fun couple of weeks trying to breathe after that. So
Young man's game, dude. We're too old for punk rock now. Got to stand in the back with our arms crossed going, yeah, entertain me.
gotta go, but I mean, like everybody your age is like, oh, we gotta go to this emo festival in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I was talking to you guys about that in the band thread earlier, and like I was so surprised at the response because I thought everybody would be like, it's kind of like kitschy and ironic, and obviously half of that lineup like I don't care about, but like that is awesome. Like I genuinely think it's an awesome lineup. I
need to mention I mentioned in the group chat, I said All American Rejects were one of the bands I would go see, and I stand corrected. I had them confused with American Hi-Fi.
Oh yes, dude. Oh my God, American Hi-Fi had that awesome song American Psycho that was in. It was in like the Tony Hawk's Gigantic Skate Park Tour Volume 1 or something. I had it on Kazaa back in the day. American Hi-Fi is fucking great.
I've seen them a couple of times, and I would definitely see them again. They're a great band.
Yeah. I think I was supposed to see them with Real Big Fish once, but they dropped off. It might be another band.
I got thinking about Flavor of the Week.
Yeah, see, Flavor of the Week. That's
a great
awesome.
Song.
Dude, you know, when we played that Good Bar show, I felt so bad. Like, I don't think we marketed it correctly. Like, we did announce online that we were going to play like a Blink-182, like, album and shit. But like our flyer said like 90s punk rock 2 decades too late. And like we thought people understood that's like we're like a 90s punk rock band that is way past the era when we should be playing this shit. I think there were 2 girls there that I think thought we were going to be exclusively playing 90s rock covers. And when we were in the middle of the encore, like right after we finished Coulter Bay and Blue Line, one of them walked up to me and she was like, "Do you know Flavor of the Week?" And I was like, "I'm so sorry, we don't. We're gonna play some more Blink-182, but like that's all we know right now." And I felt terrible. She looked so disappointed. So we're trying to be really careful with how we're promoting the cover shows now to make sure people know exactly what we're doing. But 1, Flavor of the Week is a great song, and 2, every time I hear it or think of it, that's exactly what I think of, is me like disappointing this person that came to see us. So I don't want to do that again.
It's great. It's a great song. I've seen them a couple of times. I saw them with Bowling for Soup, and I've also seen them.
Soup is awesome.
Also seen them with Fuel and Everclear.
Okay.
So
that's an interesting lineup.
So
it's a good show, but that's an interesting lineup.
I was just talking to somebody the other day who was also at that Fuel show, and we were talking about, and that's when I realized, like, no, I don't like. It's not All American Rejects I like. It's American Hi-Fi. And I mentioned that to him, and he's like, "Yeah, I saw them with Fuel. That's where I met Brian." And I was like, dude, I don't know, because there's this picture of Brian standing next to this dude, and they had just met. I don't even know if they had met by the time the picture was taken. But I'm just like, dude, I don't know how I'm not in this picture, because I was literally right next to Brian the whole time.
Damn.
And I tell this story all the time of Brian showed up at this show at like 4:30. I showed up after the first band, and I'm just like, tapped him on the shoulder. "Hey, what's up?" He got there so early because he wanted to be so close for Everclear, and I was just right behind him. Like, "Hey, what's up?"
Shit, man. Bump into people at shows, dude. That's the social scene that we want to get back, but we're all old and we would rather stay home in our sweatpants now.
Yeah, I saw your show get announced. I'm like, I might go to that. Might.
You should.
Might.
You should, man. We're going to play Alkaline Trio and Blink-182. And in the middle of it, you'll see a much more talented band that should probably be the headliner play some Weezer.
Laura was trash talking me on Twitter earlier this week, so I'd imagine she's still alive.
Yeah, I'm wondering where Laura is. Nobody has made any comments about Home Alone 5. I gotta tell you, it's actually been a pleasant show so far.
Yeah, nobody from YouTube has like all the chat's been from Twitch today. So
I even opened with Home Alone. Yeah. I got to get off of that. That's just going to be a thing. It's going to come up every show now. That's
poking the bear. She says, poking the bear.
I wish I was known for something much more interesting, but alas, Macaulay Culkin flicks from the '90s. That's it. But dude, like, I really am blown away by like the amount of backlash that has been given to that festival, because like, obviously, sure, that shit's not for everybody. I don't need to see Avril Lavigne. I don't need to see The Used. But like, come on, Kitty's on that. The Wonder Years, Mom Jeans. Like,
I literally said to you guys and to other people that, like, you know, there's like 4 bands I would want to see. The rest of the time I'd be sitting in the back with headphones on, except maybe actively booing The Used.
I am not a fan of The Used, so I can get behind that.
and I've never been a fan of The Used, and like when Karina was still here, she would always like, I'd be in the kitchen and be like, it's 4 o'clock in the fucking morning. Like, no, why are you listening to this shit? Turn this the fuck off. Non-refundable club. We'll talk more about this when we come back. But we're gonna play a song now. This is from a band called Manythings. They're performing Saturday with Lauren Clifford at Tudor Lounge. That show's at 8 p.m. It's $7 at the door. And this song is called Mediterranean Blue on All WNY ThinkSoJoE Show. All right, that was Many Things on old WNY ThinkSoJoE show. That song called Mediterranean Blue. You can check them out on Saturday at the Tudor Lounge at 8 p.m.
I like it. It's a little drifty. Makes me want to...
I accidentally, I forgot to hit record when I was playing it earlier, so I've heard that song a couple of times now today, and it's like, okay, I can get down with this song. This is good stuff, man.
Yeah, good tune. We want to go take a bath for some reason.
So I hit the wrong button going into the song break, so you guys were getting a little behind the scenes of what we do when we're when we're not actually supposed to be on the air.
Yeah, I got real lucky. I wasn't picking my nose, man. I would have been up there forever.
We were pulling up the When We Were Young festival, and
I mean, like, dude, like, I cannot overstate how surprised I was that you guys looked at this and you were like, and like the amount of backlash it's getting. Like, I understand that it is all like pop punk from like 2004, and that was right where that era of like radio pop punk was, like, obviously not punk, but it was also like trendy to make fun of it.
I want to know how Kitty fits into all this.
That was to me the biggest outlier. I did not understand how Kitty fit on this.
And Kitty is one of the bands I would definitely see. We got it up on the screen here.
But I mean, like just as far as like headliners go, like My Chemical Romance and Paramore. I'm sorry, like,
so
I don't care who you are. Those are two awesome bands. Like, you're gonna get something out of seeing them.
So like when we were talking about this, I was looking at like everything under the headliners, and I completely like overlooked Paramore. But I would absolutely go see Paramore again.
Yeah,
absolutely. So Story of the Year, I have a soft spot for, and I would go see.
We used to call them Book of the Month in high school. Because, you know, again, it was trendy to make fun of things instead of actually developing an interesting personality. Glad I grew out of that, but I mean, I would go see, like I love AFI. I love AFI up through Sing the Sorrow, and the rest of their stuff is not for me, but it's not bad. Like, if they played like Miss Murder and stuff, I'd be there for it. Like, I don't need to see The Used. I would absolutely see Taking Back Sunday and Dashboard Confessional, like, without hesitation.
I think the difference is we're just that much older than you, like, just out of that range of when this stuff was like the big stuff. You know what I mean? Because, like, you know, we graduated, I graduated high school in '99. I think Kevin graduated in 2000. So
you graduated when AFI was the best, though. That was like Black Sails on the Sunset and The Art of Drowning.
But back then, we were listening to System of a Down and Limp Bizkit and Korn, and, like, you know, we were listening to new metal, man. We weren't listening to this stuff. I would see Jimmy Eat World again. Absolutely.
Dude, they're freaking great, man. We saw them, me and Natalie saw them with Third Eye Blind, and I was like stunned at how fun they were. They were awesome.
I would see Neck Deep. I'm not like super into them, but I got one of their albums through when I was a member of Vinyl. You know, the 3 albums a month that they just kind of curate for you. I got one of theirs, and I didn't think it sucked. So I'd be into that.
I mean, like, dude, like, and I know this is gonna be
a lot of these bands I don't even know. I mean, you're over here talking about Taking Back Sunday, and like, I think I've heard a Dashboard Confessional song.
Dashboard Confessional is very, very emo.
I think I've heard one of their songs.
They'll make you cry.
And then I'm looking at some of these other bands I just saw Hawthorne Heights. No.
Yeah, I don't need to see Hawthorne Heights.
I saw them when they were big. And then I saw them again this year. And here's the thing, when I saw Hawthorne Heights, the whole set was, okay, you guys still hate your parents, right? Like, literally through the whole set. Like, and like on the stage it says it was never a phase. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah,
grow up.
You're just playing to your market there. You know what though? Like, that's basically just like the reductivist version of what punk rock is. Like, I think all punk rock at its core is people that are upset, you know, about something and trying to express it. And generally, everyone is upset with their parents, so that's where the common thread is, and they're just playing directly to everybody.
I mean,
it's
some of these other bands were on that bill too, like Census Fail. We were gone before they played. It was Census Fail and Bayside. It was.
See, that's the thing. It's like you're picking
So it was the Bomb Pops. It was Hawthorne Heights, Census Fail, and Bayside, and we went for the Bomb Pops. We stayed for Hawthorne Heights. because Karina wanted to hear Ohio is for Lovers, and I'm like, fuck, I could deal with Hawthorne Heights, because the song Nikki FM was a running gag with me and a friend back when it was like that album was new. So like, yeah, I could deal with that, and just, you know, we got through that, and Karina's like, let's go. Like, okay, I ain't arguing. I wanted to go before Hawthorne Heights. But yeah, you know, I definitely, I don't know anything by Senses Fail, and I think I tried to listen to Bayside, and I'm like, nah.
See, like, I'm not like a Bayside fan, but I've seen them a couple times. I think they were at Riot Fest this year, and we caught like one of them, but I saw them at Warped Tour back in the day, and like, I like Bayside.
I see Pris is on this.
Oh yeah.
Pris.
I think you pronounce it Paris.
Yeah, it's pronounced Paris.
I got mad when they came out because everyone would be talking about them, and you know, Buffalo's got that nasal slur, so I thought they were saying Pears, that awesome band from New Orleans, and I would get real excited and then realize that I was talking about something completely different.
Brian and I saw Paris with Blink 182, and just like anytime there was a guitar solo, the guitarist would turn his back to the crowd. Well, for some reason, somebody walked up to what appeared to be a sampler. I'm not saying they're faking their guitar solos.
They're phoning it in, man.
But they might have been faking those guitar solos.
See, it's fun. Like, I'll get off of this in a second, but like, it is funny to me because like, even they're like the ones you were pointing out where you're like, oh, I've seen them, I don't need to see that. It's like not really even the ones that I would have pointed out. Like, I'm not a Dance Gavin Dance fan, but I would go see them in a heartbeat. I had a whole bunch of friends that were into them. Like, I love Alkaline Trio, and they didn't put on the greatest show when they were here with Bad Religion, but like, I can't get past how good From Here to Infirmary and Crimson are. Like, I would love to see them again.
I gotta tell you, I was looking forward when we saw Alkaline Trio. I was looking forward to seeing them, and then I saw them. I'm like, what the fuck was that?
I don't have any explanation for it because I've never seen them before. But general consensus is Skiba was either phoning it in or more likely having an off night because his vocals were not on point. Like they weren't even close. Everything Andriano did was dead on.
Now, Bright Eyes, that's Connor Oberst, yeah?
Yeah, and
Okay.
I mean,
So like,
hell yeah.
I don't know anything by Bright Eyes. I've never heard them, but I have a different project of his on vinyl, and I dug it. So I think I would probably like them.
Bright Eyes is the shit. They are a long-standing favorite in the Shambles extended family.
There is also on this show Glassjaw.
So, you know, that was the one. It was funny because that sparked such a huge discussion. I'm not really familiar with Glassjaw. I would just be like, I want to go see them.
So
you guys have strong feelings.
Well, I mean, I did date someone for 4 years who has a Glassjaw tattoo. So
there you go.
And I did buy her a Glassjaw record a couple of years ago, and I went through and I'm just like, all right, what album is that one song on? And I dig Glassjaw until the vocals start, and then I'm just like, no, turn this off. I can't, like, I could tune it out, like, when she was listening to it, but it's just like, for me, it's like, no, I can't, like, as soon as this dude opens his mouth, it ruins the whole fucking song for me. And
I liked it, dude. The one I was listening to, it was weird. Like, it sounded like they smashed, like, Gorilla Biscuits and Incubus together. It was very interesting. Like, there were crazy hardcore parts, and then out of nowhere, it's just like these like dissonant, like kind of soaring, like clean vocals. It was interesting.
I'm pretty sure I've seen Ice Nine Kills and just
idea.
No recollection whatsoever if I enjoyed it or not.
The one on here that like, and I've said it like probably 10 times already, but and they're down near the bottom, but like the Wonder Years, I mean, I'm not super into all of their albums, but there was like a year in my life where my favorite album was The Greatest Generation. And like, it's just like a pop punk masterpiece. That band is awesome, and I would happily stand in the desert to see them.
So that's the thing, I don't know anything by them. I don't know if I've ever heard them.
Check that album out, man. It's awesome.
We got Thursday on here, and Thursday was a running gag with Brian in The Living Brain Dead because, you know, he'd just go up on stage like, yeah, this song's it's about a car crash. It's by Thursday. Like everything, yeah, but
let me check. Kirsten's had some good comments.
Yeah, let's get to the comments
so
here.
So I see what she said. So a lot of the concern is the price with no refunds. I mean, I get that because me and Natalie bought tickets to Riot Fest in Chicago, and we were leaning really heavily on, we wanted to see the Pixies, and I really, really wanted to see White Lung because they haven't been touring a lot lately, and I don't even know if they've been putting out new music or anything, but they were listed on it, and they dropped, and it really disappointed me, and I couldn't get a refund, but there was enough other stuff on the bill that I didn't hate it still. It was just kind of disappointing. So I get that. I think there's enough bands on here that even if a couple drop, which to your other comment is that a bunch of them didn't even know, it was an earlier comment, but a bunch of them didn't even know that they were going to be on the bill. Yeah, that's rough. That sounds like the record labels put it together and they're calling on their contract. So
I mean, we're looking at the like. I Set My Friends on Fire apparently owns the domain name for this festival, and they are in the comments like, y'all can have the website if you put us on. Whatever you're paying MCR, pay us half, and we have a deal. Like they are literally in the comments on this post. Trying to get on this show.
That's awesome. Just like what's that? Copyright or trademark trolling. I love it.
Yeah. And but she also points out, yeah, we're overlooking Astroworld, which is the Travis Scott thing, right? So like,
So that one, I don't know. I'm hesitant to say anything too like definitive about that because as I understand, it's still being adjudicated. So I don't have all the facts. I just have whatever the headlines were. That thing was an abomination, and I would anticipate that they're not going to allow that to happen again. I would expect that they would have additional measures in place. I don't know. I'm not there. I can't say that. But like that thing was a culmination of like 15 different parties making the wrong choice all at once. Like, what a fucking mess. And I do understand that if you don't want to support them because of that, I get that. Oh, this fest is to distract from that.
So, like the thing about I saw somebody speculate earlier that this is actually just kind of an attempt to get the money to go and deal with this lawsuit from Astroworld.
I mean, that's not too far-fetched. That's how a business operates. If you've got a huge liability on the books, you're going to try to book another show so you have some revenue coming in. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like that's a much more complicated situation than I had any intent to address because that's difficult. Like I'm just looking at this as like, hey, a bunch of bands together. That's interesting.
She's also got a book recommendation for you. Check out Hardcore Zen.
Okay.
She says it's a book by a Buddhist master that was actually the vocalist for a hardcore punk band, and the book is about the similarities of Buddhist and punk rock.
Oh, that's really interesting. I mean, I might look into that, Hardcore Zen, because like I don't really follow any sort of like religion or ism or anything, but like I have been kind of independently working on concepts like the elimination of ego, like trying to see, the other as important as you and not putting yourself first and stuff. And as my understanding is that overlaps with a lot of religious teachings, but particularly Buddhism. And I do think there's a lot of overlap between those two. It's like the constant search for truth and accuracy and like factual, like being able to communicate reality to each other and experience reality as it is and shit. So I could see that being awesome. I will look into that. Hardcore Zen.
And she says you'll definitely dig the book then. So
nice.
Yeah, no, check it out, man. For sure.
Questioning authority. Punk rock is a bit louder. I like that. Questioning authority is always good.
I gotta get my Amazon affiliate thing back, and we'll just throw affiliate links to these things we talk about in the chat, in the comments there, in the description of the YouTube video, and the
you should
Spotify
put up the
links and all.
You should do the free advertisement and then reach out to him and be like, hey, look what I was doing. Reimburse me.
I have kind of been like, hey, we talked about your YouTube channel on here, or we talked about your book or whatever, like we've done that. For like the NBA Jam book that came out a couple of years ago. We were talking about it because I had the NBA Jam in here back when we had the desk back where the record player is now. The NBA Jam was over here where the desk is, and I was just like, oh yeah, according to this book, and then I was kind of plugging the book a little bit. So great book, NBA Jam the book.
All right.
Also, if you're into that kind of stuff, Insert Coin, the documentary.
What's that one about arcades?
Yeah, about like the heyday of Midway and like going from like games like Narc into games like with the digitized stuff like NBA Jam and Mortal Kombat and then just kind of the rise and decline of the company, and it's really good. I don't know where you watch it. I watched it at the San Francisco Film Festival online a couple of years ago with a VPN. So paid $10 to get on there, and I'm gonna put this on the outside of my shirt when we come back from this next song break, because I keep kind of leaning into it and it keeps kind of folding up on me. So
I'm gonna check that out. Like, I mean, Midway was great. Like, they were basically the arcade company. What game was it? Cruisin' USA or Cruisin'? They did one of those driving games that I remember playing every time I went to like Chuck E. Cheese.
Well, Cruisin' was Nintendo.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, there's no way. It was like released on Nintendo.
No, Cruisin' was Nintendo.
Really?
Pretty sure.
Let's check this out, because I know it was released on N64 and it was going to be published by Nintendo because it was released on there. But I think the developer was Midway.
You might be right, actually.
Let's take a look.
Cruisin' USA is an arcade racing game originally released in 1994, developed, published, and distributed by Midway Games. You're right.
I am just a black hole of useless information when it comes to old video games. I really, really, really liked Cruisin' Exotica. It was at the Chuck E. Cheese on like Henrietta Avenue. My grandparents used to take me, and I basically pumped every token I had into that. It was fucking great.
I just remember it being in the arcade at college. When I went to college and skipped class and went to the arcade all day.
Sounds like what I did.
Yeah, but you graduated. You have a degree. Me, on the other hand, I have nothing to show for it other than I know how to work a mixing board.
You have a strong disdain for administration.
I'm just not good in a classroom environment. You know what happened, man? It's like I got sick, or the weather was bad, or something. Something kept me out of school one day, and when I came back, I'm just like, yeah, I'm completely lost. I have no idea what's going on.
It's generally how it goes when you miss information.
And then I just kind of didn't go back to, I got caught up in like, I was on the radio station, so I was like taking everybody's shifts. I'm like, yeah, screw it. I'm not going to class. I'll just do the station. I'll take your show. Yeah, I'll take your time slot. Sure. So I'm on the air for like 3-4 hours at a time.
Hell yeah, dude.
just here's some music. Here's this new band called Linkin Park.
Dude, like, oh man, that's a trip. Like, I don't know, dude. It's a very nostalgic show today with the When We Were Young and the new metal and the Real Big Fish and everything. Like, I remember when Hybrid Theory came out. I was like 12, maybe 13, and this kid Greg that I went to high school with burned that album and then a mixed CD that had like Power Man 5000 and like Mudvayne and System of a Down on it. And basically that was all I listened to for a while. Like that, Green Day, Five Iron Frenzy, and Weird Al Yankovic. That was like all I listened to for like 4 years up through getting my first guitar and everything. So I'm going on a trip right now. Like Linkin Park, man.
I've actually got the 20th anniversary edition of Hybrid Theory on vinyl.
Nice.
Box set. So it came with Hybrid Theory, Reanimation, and like some B-sides.
That was always my thing with Linkin Park, is like they have so many releases and they didn't really speak to me as a band, so like I didn't follow them all that much, but like Hybrid Theory was like flawless. Every tune on it, it's a very cohesive album where everything fits together perfectly, and I didn't feel that way about their other ones.
No, and same here. I liked Hybrid Theory, and then I just like Meteora had some songs on it, but like nothing, sold me on the album.
That video for Breaking the Habit, oh my god, where it's all anime.
Actually own Meteora on vinyl just because it was, like. It had been out for a while on vinyl, and they're just like, hey, here's a blue one for Record Store Day. And I'm like, yeah, I think I'll buy that.
Sign me up.
I think I've listened to it once. I listened to it when I got home, and I'm like, yeah, okay, on the shelf you go.
Yeah, that's the way with vinyl, right? Buy stuff, listen to it once.
Oh, man, I've been trying to, like, since I've cleaned up the studio and I can actually get to my vinyl, I've been trying to, like, listen to more vinyl. Like today, like we were having this discussion about Teenage Bottle Rocket, and you're like, no, dude, no, this sounds just like Teenage Bottle Rocket. And I'm like, I don't think it does. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give it another chance. And I put on Six Sesh, their newest album.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, No, I still hear what I heard before, but I also hear where you're coming from. It to me, it doesn't sound like the other two Teenage Bottle Rocket albums I have, but but lyrically, it's Teenage Bottle Rocket, but it sounds like the Ramones. It sounds like Teenage Bottle Rocket trying to be the Ramones singing Teenage Bottle Rocket songs.
But that's my thing with this argument, and it's like, and you know, obviously, like arguing through text, like I wasn't trying to be argumentative, but I was in an argumentative mood. I'm like, dude, if you're like, oh, this new album doesn't sound like Teenage Bottle Rocket, it sounds like they're trying to be the Ramones. That's what Teenage Bottle Rocket is. Teenage Bottle Rocket.
Just a band trying to sound like the Ramones.
Yeah, like Ray in particular, he sounds exactly like Johnny Ramone, and all of the songs are the same structure. It's either the 1-4-5 or the 1-5-6-4 that the Ramones always did, downstroked, and they're all, like, they literally write the exact same song 200 times, put out 20 albums, and rock. They
Same
are
album
the
cover
Ramones.
too.
Yeah, like they are the freaking Ramones, which is it was why it was so funny to me that you were like, oh, they sound like they're trying to be the Ramones. I was kind of like, yeah, no shit, dude.
But I didn't get that from the other two albums I have. Gotta love Ramones core. That's what you said.
That's what I said earlier.
That's exactly what you said in
I
the
was
chat.
like, they call them Ramones core, and you were like, I don't know. Dude, thank you, Tom. Thank you.
I just, until Success, I didn't hear that. Listening to the other two albums I have, I didn't hear that until this album, and I think you may have a point of it was the you know, post-processing, the mixing, the you know, production of the album that may have kind of made it sound more like the Ramones than previous Teenage Bottle Rocket albums.
Yeah, like the first one of theirs I got was They Came From the Shadows, and then
that one, yeah,
and then Freak Out, and those are the two that you have, and then I got Tales from Wyoming, and then I've also listened to, like, on Spotify, all their older stuff, but like those three had really slick production, and everything kind of rang out like you were in the room in it. This new one's a little more compressed, and it kind of flattens it down to the way, like, I don't know, like if you go listen to Bonzo Goes to Bitburg, like the drums sound exactly the same as they do in the new Teenage Bottle Rocket album. And like, it's cool, but like they totally are just trying to be the Ramones. Oh, so Tom's saying Screaming Weasel, or what was that band called? It's Screeching Weasel, man. That band, what the hell's that one album that's got, I think it's called Cool Kids on it, is fucking great. But they're the same thing, just Ramones core. I don't know, sorry, I'm going off.
No, we were having this discussion earlier. I honestly, like, until I got this new album, I didn't hear it. And again, you might be right about the production. Maybe it's just the production's different. Maybe I should go back and listen to the other two albums again and be like, can I hear this now that this has been pointed out to me? Dude, there it goes again. I got to make sure I don't let that fold up on me.
Dude, without question, go back and listen to their entire discography, because like it's all good. It's kind of like musical junk food, but it's all good, and it's just like, it's like I'm saying, it's astounding how often they can write the exact same song over and over and over and still have it be great.
I mean, at least AC/DC changed their album covers. They just, what color do we want this time, guys? Orange? Okay. Hey, maybe we should ship it with rolling papers and a grinder. That's what I got. I got it with the fucking rolling papers and the grinder for.
Really?
I gave them to Karina. But like, yeah, it's weird because like Fat Records, for whatever reason, when you order vinyl from them, pre-order vinyl, it don't come out for like 2 months after the fucking album comes out.
I think they still have just one dude in a room, like in a garage somewhere, packing them up and shipping them.
I got a tracking number for my care package for the Working Class. Like, the Working Class Stiffs album has been like way delayed as far as the vinyl, but like the record company's like, yeah, we're gonna send you out a T-shirt. What size are you? Like, okay, cool,
nice.
So I got that coming. That they just sent me a tracking number for that the other day, so that's something.
Nice.
But
I gotta follow up with our boys in On the Cinder, because I'm pretty sure they owe me a copy of Sedentary Escape and a beanie. I'm pretty sure I bought one of those 4 limited edition ones. I don't know where it is, guys. Come back from tour.
I've got the note they left me on the packaging. It's on the door back here. You can't see just off screen here. But like when I was shooting Things You Might Not Know this week, I was shooting with I got a new phone, so I can now shoot in 4K 60. So like, oh, cool, let me set this up. And then I had to like zoom in a little bit because it was so wide you could actually see this piece of cardboard taped to the door behind me here. So
that's sweet, man.
Tom says they started recording their EP today, so
Fuck yeah.
that's cool. We've been working on a covers EP a little bit, kind of, sort of. We've recorded stuff. I've just been lazy about sending it to everybody. It's been a week now, and I haven't done it. I've been busy, man, and then it's just like, no, I'll get it tomorrow. I'll get it tomorrow. I'll get it tomorrow. And then the next day, I'm like, fuck, I got like $600 worth of work to do. Not really, but you know. Or I'll just be dead tired and just not want to do anything. And
yeah, that's where I am. Just constant procrastination with the music.
yeah, so I gotta get that all like cleaned up and sent out. So. Anyway, we'll get in some music here. I will switch the position of my mic and see if that maybe stops me from leaning into it too much. But this is Captain Tom and the Hooligans. They filled in on my birthday show after all three bands had different misfortunes, and so they filled in. They're a really fun band. And they are playing at 8:30 tonight, right after the show. As soon as the show's over, get in your car, go to Nietzsche's. The show's at 8:30. It's $5, 21 and up. Vaccinations required. They're playing with Tedesco Knows Best. This is Captain Tom and the Hooligans. This song's called South Australia on all WNY. ThinkSoJoE Show.
In South Australia, I was born. Evil way, all the way in South Australia, rock Cape Horn. Bound for South Australia, all the way to Rolling King. Evil way, all the way you'll hear me sing. We're bound for South Australia. As I went out one morning fair, evil way, all the way was there. I met Miss Nancy Blair. Bound for South Australia, all the way to Rolling King. Evil way, all the way you'll hear me sing. We're bound for South Australia. I took her up, I took her down. Evil way, all the way was down, down around the town. Bound for South Australia, all the way to Rolling King. Evil way, all the way you'll hear me sing. We're bound for South Australia. There's just one thing that grieves my mind. Evil way, all the way was leaving Nancy Blair behind. Bound for South Australia, all the way to Rolling King. Evil way, all the way you'll hear me sing. We're bound for South Australia. As we went down around Cape Horn, evil way, all the way, and wish to God you'd never been born. Bound for South Australia, all the way to Rolling King. Evil way, all the way you'll hear me sing. We're bound for South Australia. In South Australia, I was born. Evil way, all the way, South Australia, around Cape Horn. Bound for South Australia, all the way to Rolling King. Evil way, all the way you'll hear me sing. We're bound for South Australia. Come on, all the way to Rolling King. Evil way, all the way you'll hear me sing. We're bound for South Australia. Yeah!
Look at that, Ryan. Your timing's just about perfect.
Impeccable?
Just about perfect. You're getting back just in time here.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I thought about staying in there for an extra second so everyone could hear the toilet flushing. You know. I would have been back totally in time, but I washed my hands. I'm looking out for you, buddy.
Good, good, good.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking out for you too, because that's like, you know, that's how you prevent COVID, right? So
Yeah.
how do I sound? I changed the position of my mic, so I'm hoping I sound okay. I don't know, but
Sounds good in here, but yeah, if anybody listening can give a thumbs up or a middle finger or whatever.
yeah, something like that. Just let me know how I sound with this out, because like I like it better when it's like in the shirt, but it's like I lean in and it gets right up on me, and it's like, and it sounds like shit. So, you know.
Let's take a look at this one. Oh boy.
What are you looking for? Which one?
Oh, nothing. There's just
Oh, you were just trying to scroll down to the bottom. I got you.
Yeah, we missed a couple Twitch comments, I think.
Are we?
Nice. Yeah, it's all good. We'll get back to them.
Okay.
But yeah, man. So I don't know. That was that was good. Captain Tom and the Hooligans, right? Like
Yeah.
like quick.
Oh, that is Captain Tom in the chat.
Love it, man. Quick little Irish banger of a tune. I dig it.
Oh man, it was such a fun show to see them when they filled in on my birthday show. Like, and I can't thank them enough for jumping on last minute like they did. But you know, it was definitely a good show. I felt so bad because I'm there. I got my mask on. I'm just like, I don't want to get you sick, dude. Like, I don't know if I'm sick, but I don't want to get you sick if I am. You know?
Yeah.
But
Sorry again. I don't know how many times I can apologize for that.
dude, it's fine. Don't
I
worry
was
about it.
patient
It just
zero.
it just keeps coming up, but no, it's fine. Like it's not a big deal.
But yeah, man, I don't know. I wish I could have been to that one. Hopefully, I'll be to another one sometime soon.
Yeah, no, good stuff, man. You could drive right there after the show. As soon as you're done
Actually,
here,
that's a good
go
point.
to Nietzsche's.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's $5 at the door. You're vaccinated.
Hey, yeah, there we go.
You got your Excelsior pass, right?
Hell yeah,
There you
man.
go.
I'm
You're
vaxxed, boosted, and I still have super antibodies for another couple days.
I don't know when the next time I'm actually gonna book a show is, but I will definitely keep you guys in mind, Captain Tom.
Yeah.
It's weird. This is the second week in a row that like the Facebook chat isn't coming up in here, so it's got to go from the Restream bot and just kind of show you what.
Okay.
Like that's I don't know what URL I have to put in for it to go to Facebook, but it just isn't coming up with the Facebook chats. I don't know. Anyway,
Oh man.
yeah, have a great show tonight, man.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, Nietzsche's freaking great. We might be playing there sometime in April. I'm not sure yet. But...
Nietzsche's great to play, man. We played there a couple of years ago.
Yeah?
Like 2020, like a couple of months before like COVID hit. Like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Facebook is also notoriously exclusive. Yeah.
Is it exclusive or is it just a wasteland now?
She's been trying to find an RSS feed for Facebook pages that don't cost money. Yeah.
Oh, the metaverse. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just going to try to stay off of social media entirely, with the exception of promoting shows. It's bad for my mental health.
I'm on social media because I've got shit to promote.
Exactly.
I've got a podcast. I've got a YouTube channel. I've got a band. I've got all this shit to promote. So,
Dude, so yeah, so I like Kirsten's comment here. Exclusive is in there, like super picky about how content gets out. Yeah, I'm gonna blame that for the lack of interaction on our Shambles promotions.
I saw it and I'm just like, ooh, you're playing downstairs, fancy.
It's like I said, that's what happens when you sell out, man. Tell you, if we were up there playing Coulter Bay, they'd be like, go back the fuck upstairs.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're probably playing there in March. I will let the headliner announce all that, but
Hell yeah, man.
hopefully everything works out and we're able to do it. And I'm really looking forward to being back on a stage again.
Yeah, man.
And,
Feels good. I really like that room upstairs too. Like I know we've talked about this previously, but like the acoustics in that room are great, and you know the sound guy we had both times we've played up there, it sounded really good. Like I think that last show we played was probably the best we've ever sounded. So
That's my concern is like the way that we do things now. What are we gonna get with a sound guy? We need a competent sound guy when we play there.
you'll be good.
So we could just be like, all right, dude, this is what you just plug this into that. We're good.
They'll have it, man.
Yeah.
I'll take a look at the schedule because there's a couple guys on there we've worked with. I forget the name of the dudes we worked with last time, but they were awesome. So I'll see if it's them. I'm sure anybody will be good, especially the setup you've got now where everything's in the rack.
Yeah.
It'd be real easy to play.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is like, okay, you just need to plug this into here and there's your guitar, there's your vocals, there's your, everything, except for drums. And then drums you guys give us into our mix. So, and realistically, like, I don't even think we need drums in our mixes.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we're good.
no, everything should be loud enough.
Yeah.
Should be fine. Never used to mic the drums. Although John's got a little more touch than Ethan. Ethan just beats the shit out of him.
Oh, dude, John is just well. John is pretty damn loud too when it comes to like he's the quietest dude until he's behind a kit.
Yep, that's the way it goes, man.
Kevin apparently didn't know that John's like playing in this other band now, and he's like because John posted a thing looking for a guitar player, and Kevin's like, "Are you cheating on me?" And I'm like, yeah, he just took that mic stand I bought him so he could sing in another band. Nah, it's cool though. Like,
Hell, John, that was purchased with Living Brain Dead funds.
It's cool, man. Like, you're in another band, he's in another band. I'm just like, yeah, I have a YouTube channel.
Well, there you go, man.
Go watch things you might not know. I liked this week's. That one just flowed, man. Like, I didn't write it until Sunday night.
Just banged it out.
And I was like, what am I going to do? And, you know, Kevin mentioned like, oh, you know, the NFL playoffs. And I'm like, hey, I have a story for the NFL playoffs. Sure, let me do this. And I definitely was like, it definitely just flowed. It was like, all right, I got this. I even managed to put in a dig at the Bills.
I'm sorry, I didn't watch it, and now I'm not gonna.
because the story happens to take place at a Super Bowl that the Bills played in. It was right there. It wasn't even like a bad dig. It was just like a fact. Like, oh, the score was 28-10 at halftime and ended up being 53 to whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah, that
like,
game they got slaughtered. Yeah.
Like, so it was a good thing they had Michael Jackson at halftime to get people to tune in. You know, like it wasn't a great football game.
Well, that's the thing. That's how, you know, we were talking about that in the thread. That's how this game, to flip the script on that, because yes, the Bills did suffer 4 very heartbreaking and in some cases humiliating defeats in the Super Bowl. But like to flip the script on that, I know it's just the playoffs. This game on Saturday was the opposite of that. Like it was probably really boring for anybody that wasn't a Bills fan. And it was awesome. I want every game to be like that going forward.
I saw a guy who runs a podcast with a very long name. And you have to type in the whole name to find it because the name of the podcast is a common phrase. But that's besides the point, Ryan Gurnett. I saw him post, you know, this reminds me of when the Bills, you know, blew out whoever, you know, the Raiders or whatever it was in the AFC Championship game, right?
The 51-3 game.
He said this reminds me when the Bills beat the Raiders 51-3, and I was like, what happened the next week? I forget.
Oh man. I don't know why you
and anybody who lives in Buffalo knows those 2 words of what happened the following week. I don't care how old you are, how young you are. You know those 2 words if you live in Western New York. You know what happened the following week, so I was just being a dick.
Our boy Scotty Norwood in the wide right. That's what I'm saying, man, is like, dude, like you're from Buffalo. You live in Buffalo. Have some civic pride, man.
I grew up in Niagara Falls. Your team's the Buffalo Bills. And now I live in Buffalo, and it's like they play in Orchard Park. What the fuck do I care?
Greater Buffalo metropolitan area. I'm from Rochester, which is exactly within the market. I'm not going to handle any of these geographic distinctions when the proximity is what's really important. The only exception there is I will make fun of the Jets and Giants for playing in New Jersey because it's easy to make fun of New Jersey. But seriously, man, have some civic pride. The Bills fucking rule.
Man, I'm a lifelong 49ers fan. I've seen my team win more Super Bowls than your team's been to.
Yeah, but you live in Buffalo. Like, how is that like any sense of like pride for you? You're just like, you were growing up and you're like, hey, look at that guy, Joe Montana. I'm going to follow them. Like, sorry, I'm just taking my digs, man. You can't twist that knife on the Bills fans when we're having all our fun.
You guys have fun, man. You deserve it. That was a big win.
Mm-hmm.
That was absolutely a big win. The Bills look absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
And again, you know, I said it plenty of times last week. I'll say it again this week. My nightmare scenario is 49ers playing the Bills in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, mostly because like if the Bills were to win, then I would never hear the end of it.
Yeah.
Because you guys lost 4 in a row, you know, in the 90s, and then you didn't make it again until, you know, if you make it this year.
Mm-hmm.
And just,
that's what happens.
I mean, the Bengals won a playoff game this year. Anything can happen.
That's what happens when you're stuck in a division with Tom Brady, man. Like all the other teams, when they were stuck in there with like Joe Montana and Steve Young, were in the same fucking boat. So I don't know, man. Times are changing. I'm excited. The NFL playoffs are interesting this year. It's all small markets left in the AFC, and mostly in the NFC too. I think the biggest market remaining is the 49ers.
The Rams are still in there.
The Rams too, I suppose. I think the 49ers probably have a more diehard fan base, but the Rams are a bigger market because it's
you know,
LA.
there was the Arizona and Atlanta, or the Arizona and LA game, and like I saw some comments from some 49ers fans like, why are they playing in the 49ers stadium? And the joke being that like when the 49ers played the Rams, they like allegedly the Rams had to pump in sound.
Yeah, that's
because there were so many 49ers fans there that it was like a 49ers home game.
Yep. Just because LA is all about like really the Lakers, and then the Dodgers is LA's
49ers
focus.
fans travel, man. 49ers like
Well, especially within, they're what, like they're in the Bay Area. They're like a 2-hour drive, 14 hours with traffic.
well,
but
I
still.
mean, if you watched the game on Sunday, you saw how many 49ers fans were in Dallas,
Mm-hmm.
and I was looking up fucking flights for Green Bay, but they were like $1,400. I'm like, not going.
Yeah, dude.
I'll just watch on TV.
Just drive for that.
If I drove, but I don't. So-
Bus.
but I
train.
mean, like,
I get what you're saying.
but I mean, like, flights to Tampa are like $300. So if the 49ers are to beat the Packers and the Bucks beat LA, then I might go to the NFC Championship. Maybe. We'll see.
Go for it, man. We flew to, me and my old man, my brother, uncles flew to Tampa for the Bills game. And even though they lost, like the stadium there is really cool, and Tampa's a fun city.
I'll tell you what, and this is less about being afraid of Tom Brady and the Bucks and more about we've beaten LA the last 6 times we've played them. I'd like to see San Francisco and LA in the NFC Championship, especially after that, Week 18 game that came down, that the Niners made that epic comeback and wound up winning in overtime. I would love to see another rematch between San Francisco and LA.
Yeah, it is interesting. I sounded like such a dick when I'm like, yeah, it is interesting. Like the 49ers have their number, but it's like on paper, the Rams should be like a dominant team. Like they've been selling out their future for the past 5 years now to pick up the best talent available. Their defense is unbelievable. Like I think Aaron Donald is probably still the best player in football. Maybe Josh Allen, but I'm biased.
I think they were talking about on commentary a couple of weeks ago. The Rams have like no draft picks for like the next 5 years.
Yeah, but like in exchange for that, they should be the most dominant team in football. And
Should be.
And Matt Stafford is a really good quarterback. He makes some bonehead moves, but he can sling it. So like, it's strange to me that the 49ers, and I'm not doing this just to judge your team, but like, I think the best player on the 49ers is probably Deebo Samuel, because he's a Swiss Army knife that can make the offense do whatever it needs. It needs to. I think the Rams should, in pretty much every matchup, beat the crap out of the 49ers, and they don't. 49ers have the number. It's interesting.
Last 6 games, the 49ers have won between the two.
Yeah, it's unreal, man.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Like, I don't know, man. I'm excited to see what happens, because the playoffs have been a lot of fun so far, and I don't know, man. My pick would probably be that the championship game is going to be Green Bay versus Tampa Bay, but, I'm pulling for you to make the Super Bowl so the Bills can beat you there.
I mean, the Bills have to make it too. They're playing Kansas City this week.
Yeah, they'll be fine. They're fine. They got Josh Allen. They'll be fine.
I'll tell you what, man. Like you never know what's going to happen in the NFL.
No, dude.
Like you can dominate one week, like you just did against the Patriots, and congratulations for finally getting that monkey off your back. But
It was so awesome, dude.
you can dominate like you did against the Patriots one week, and then the next week you show up and you score 3 points.
Yeah, like they did against the Jaguars.
So
Well, it
you
was
guys
6,
lost to the
but-
Jaguars. How
I
the
know.
fuck are you doing this
I know.
well?
I think they were hungover, man. I don't think they were ready to play.
I think Buffalo lost to Jacksonville, and they're just like, what the fuck was that? And then they're like, no, we need to step up. And then they like, how many times in the last like 4 weeks have the Bills punted? Like once?
Yeah, I think actually, I think it might be twice, maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't punt against New England. I don't think they punted against Atlanta, but they threw a couple interceptions, and they punted once or twice against the Jets, and then none the other night. Yeah, it was great. I don't know, man. I'm just ecstatic, and I know better that I'm like a realist, not neither between a pessimist or an optimist, I suppose. I expect nothing, but like it is fun to be a little cocky. Like,
Absolutely.
holy shit, that game was awesome.
And after as long as it's been since the Bills have had this level of success, you deserve it. Look, Buffalo, I'm giving you your props. You deserve this.
I'm 32 years old. I did not have the capacity for thought when the Bills were last good. So this is great. I mean, I guess I did. I was 5, but
I remember watching that Michael
could be
Jackson
argued that I'm not
halftime.
that smart. Yeah, so you remember.
I remember
like,
watching the In Living Color halftime that was the catalyst for these huge NFL halftime shows that you can find out all about on things you might not know. That whole story, that was I remember watching that because it was like, ooh, In Living Color's doing a Super Bowl halftime special and flipping over and watching that. And then going back and watching the Bills and watching Wide Right happen. And then like the next year, like, oh, here's the big giant Super Bowl halftime show with just Michael Jackson. Like, how do you go from
awesome.
How do you go from Gloria Estefan and what do you call it? A tribute to the Olympics, you know, like with like Gloria Estefan, some Olympians, and a marching band, and now here's Michael Jackson doing a whole ass halftime show.
And everything was forever changed. A couple years later, they got the Backstreet Boys out there. A couple years before, they had Prince.
Prince was a fucking amazing halftime show.
I
was drunk as fuck for that halftime show, but yeah, I know nothing about football. Let's pull this up on the. That one. I know nothing about football, but I know the Bills fans do a lot for charity stuff. Yes.
Yeah, that has been one of the really cool things to see over the last couple of years. It's almost getting to a point where it's like a meme and it's expected, but like, yeah, anytime anything happens, Bills fans respond to it by just throwing money at it. So like when Lamar Jackson got hurt last year in the playoffs, they went and donated to his charity, and it's been, I don't remember the number, so I won't say a number. It was a lot. It was enough for them to expand into other cities. When Andy Dalton threw the pass to Boyd that got the Bills into the playoffs, they donated like $500,000 to his charity or something. When Josh Allen's grandma died, they donated to the Children's Hospital. Like, anytime anything happens, people are just like, whatever the player related is, I'll donate his number worth. And it's, it's awesome because it's just it's in a world that's like a desolate hellscape of no emotion and anger and frustration and opposition. It's nice to see people just donating to charity.
I'll tell you what, I really wish that was what the Bills fans were known for. But no, you guys got to put yourselves through flaming tables and throw dildos on the field.
Well, the duality of man, we can be both.
Nobody outside of Buffalo is talking about the charity.
Oh, dude, I think you're wrong, man. It goes every city they donate to, it ends up going viral.
But I remember when the Bengals won that game to get the Bills into the playoffs for the first time this century.
I have never seen Joey, guitarist from Shambles, so excited. I have never seen him so excited.
I was at Stamps. We had a show. I had a show booked. It was before. I'm pretty sure it was before Living Brain Dead. So I think I just was booking a show at Stamps, and just the Bengals game was happening, and just the whole bar just fucking went off as soon as that happened. And rightfully so. I mean, it's been, you didn't make the playoffs before that since, what, 99 or whatever?
Yeah, it was the first time this century.
Music City Miracle that you guys are always like, no, we got screwed. No, you didn't.
God.
Anyway.
I don't know about that one. The thing
it was close.
It was close. I don't know. I was 10. I was more interested in Nintendo 64, but I can say what was cool about that, we went to the game in Nashville 2 years ago, the last time the Bills beat those fuckers, but they had a turnover on downs because they had an illegal forward pass. So it was like the Music City Miracle coming back around full circle. It was fucking great. And the Bills won. I think it was 14-7. It was not an eventful game, but they won. It was awesome.
I'll tell you what, the Music City Miracle, it was close, but it was like too close to overturn.
Yeah, I don't know. I've watched it a bunch of times. It looks forward to me.
If the call on the field was that it was a forward pass, it wouldn't have been overturned, and I don't think it should have been overturned.
I think that's probably correct, actually. I think that's right. But
I don't think there was anything there to overturn it either way. It was like directly.
Yeah, I think that's probably correct. But as a guy with YouTube and no stake, I'm gonna say they fucked it all up, and we're wrong.
I mean, what is the solution to bad officiating? Because obviously we've been dealing with this for over 20 years now.
Yeah, I don't know.
because we were talking earlier about the Bengals game, the 49ers game, like the controversies there.
I mean, it's been a problem since like the start of the NFL. Like I'm not really.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm not really intimately familiar with a lot of the earlier seasons, but I know like there's like the Immaculate Reception is the first one I can think of. That Steelers game, I think it was against the Raiders. I think it was against a. No, I don't know who it was against, but yeah, there was a weird catch that didn't look like it should have been one, and it was.
It's a problem for all sports, though, and you have the prime example. You have a song about the 1999 Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, man. I mean,
that's another 2 words all Buffalo sports fans know.
It's no goal, man. Buffalo knows nothing but like alcohol and heartbreak. And chicken wings.
They used to sell a T-shirt around here that said it's Buffalo, a football town with a drinking town with a football problem.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, man. I don't know. That's how it is. Like every sport has weird officiating, but Buffalo seems to get their heart broken by it a lot. I mean, dude, there was a weird call that actually the Sabres benefited from last night when there was that fight against Ottawa, and they never whistled. So who was it? Was it Jankowski took the puck and went down and scored? Like, because he was alone on the ice when in any other game they would have blown the whistle and stopped it because of a fight. But he played to the whistle, good fundamentals, and scored. It was very interesting. But like, I would imagine if I'm sitting in Ottawa right now, I'm going, why didn't they blow the fucking whistle?
Mm-hmm. We're talking about this. We're talking yesterday about sports betting. And you're like, well, here's my advice. Always bet against the Sabres. And then the Sabres fucking won. I'm like, I'm glad I didn't take your advice. They fucking won.
That's why I said, man, don't have me being your financial consultant or your betting advisor. Because
I mean, you were winning some money over the weekend, so I don't know. You're doing better than me.
I'm up like $1,500, man. I think it's time for me to cash out and I don't know,
probably
go buy half of a Les Paul.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, definitely looking forward to this weekend's games, especially Saturday night. I'm sitting here, so like my kid's here, and when my kid's here, I try not to yell at the TV.
Sure.
She's sitting
set an example.
She's sitting next to me, I'm watching this game, and I'm just like making all the hand gestures I would normally make while I'm watching a game, but I'm just not yelling at the TV. And she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Rooting for my team. What do you think I'm doing?"
That's gotta be creepier, honestly. You're like miming your frustration.
Yeah.
Oh man. That's
I'm sitting there, and so San Francisco gets what appears to be a first down. This is right at the end of the game. San Francisco gets what appears to be a first down that would end the game, right? And they're showing 49er players on the sidelines waving goodbye to the Dallas fans, and I'm like, fuck. Like, no, don't do that while this play's still under review.
Mm-hmm.
Don't, because that's what happened against the Rams. The Rams fucking coach went in the fucking end zone and celebrated with the team, and the 49ers came back and beat them. Don't fucking do it. It's bad karma. Don't fucking do it. And then Dallas almost came back, and it's like, because they spotted the ball short of the fucking line to gain, and it's like, fuck. And it was like, it's a good spot. I can't argue with the spot, but it's like, no, you guys are jinxing it. Don't fucking do that. Do it after the game's over. And then I guess like Dallas fans were like throwing shit at the fucking officials, and Dak Prescott's like, oh, good for them.
Yeah, I mean,
and apparently apologized for it after the fact, but like,
I mean, you can't say that. There's definitely a conduct clause in the players' contracts that says that you can't make like public statements that are directly against the officials and are a detriment to the league and shit. But like, personally, I understand where he's coming from. I would think
so.
That.
He thought the fans were throwing the throwing stuff at the players, and he was upset about it. And they're like, no, they were throwing at the referee. He's like, oh, I get it. Basically.
I mean, that's really funny. Like, that's really, really funny. But, like, inadvisable, I suppose.
But, I mean, as we discussed earlier, you can blame the referees all you want, but at the end of the day, it's Dak that fucked up. So, it's the Cowboys that fucked it up. It wasn't on the referees.
No, I mean, that is the thing. So, like, after you deconstruct everything that happened, it did not seem like a post hoc rationalization to me when they outlined the sequence of events, and it was like the Cowboys were the ones that fucked up. Like, that, it made sense to me. But I also do understand in the moment, like, any player is going to want to blame the refs. But
yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly. You
Game's
won.
over.
We
won.
You ain't care. You're good.
Yeah. I was happy when I'm like, I think that was when I was finally like verbalizing stuff like, no, 0-0. Game's over. Game's over. Like, we're going to Green Bay. It's over. You know, like, I feel my kid's over here and she's just like, she doesn't get to come over much because she's always working on the weekends now. So like, she's finally here and I'm like, okay, but I'm gonna be watching football. So we watched a movie. We watched what the fuck did I tell you? Luca or whatever the fuck that movie's called, the Disney movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I mean, that's what we were talking about. I would imagine it's good. Pixar is generally fantastic.
Well, she was like, do you want to watch this Pixar movie or do you want to watch this Disney movie? I'm like, I want the Pixar movie. Like, I'm sure the Disney movie's good, but I trust Pixar a little bit more. So let's watch the Pixar movie. And I had to like work in the middle of it. So I was like out of the room for a little bit, but like I don't think I missed too much because I still was able to follow the plot. So I was like, okay, you know, it was pretty good.
Right on. Maybe I'll check it out, man.
Yeah.
I tend to try to watch all the Pixar movies. I've failed. I've missed a couple. Like I missed The Good Dinosaur. I missed what was the last one? I missed Moana. I don't even know if that was a Pixar one, but like we watched Soul. Like just me and Natalie. We weren't with her niece and nephew or anything, and it was great. I cried. Like it touched me. So, I don't know. Pixar's great.
Yeah, no, I really, I enjoy Pixar movies. You know, Kirsten says she loves Soul. I haven't seen it. I'll have to check that one out.
It's really good, man.
I can watch it in 4K on the screens in here. Anyway.
It's a very, very beautiful message. It's very existential about just like enjoying what you're given and trying to live in the moment. It's nice.
Check it out next time I've got some time. So, which is always the problem, right? But, anyway, if you've got the time on Saturday, if you've got the time on Saturday, you can go catch this next artist, Sara Elizabeth. She's performing Saturday at the Lion and Eagle Club. That's at 10255 Main Street in Clarence. I don't know how to say these 5-digit, you know, like how to properly say them in a cadence or whatever these 5-digit street addresses. But anyway. 10255 Main Street in Clarence. She's playing at noon for a couple hours, so go check her out. This is Sara Elizabeth. The song's called The After Party on All WNY. ThinkSoJoE Show.
There's beauty in the chaos, there was light and there was darkness. Huddled in the barn on a cold December night, oh, we were drinking. And we were laughing. Time did not exist. We were something, 20-something, a quarter century gone by. If this is as good as it gets, I think we'll be alright. Yeah, we'll be fine. Strangers among friends become friends for the night. Arm in arm we talk about learning to survive and how we're human and we are broken. But tonight might be the fix. We were something, 20-something, a quarter century gone by. If this is as good as it gets, I think we'll be alright. Yeah, we'll be fine. Beat that drum, strum my guitar, let the music break my heart. Beat that drum, tonight we are one. Dance till we see the sun. Beat that drum, strum my guitar, let the music break my heart. Beat that drum, tonight we are one. Dance till we see the sun. We were something, 20-something, a quarter century gone by. If this is as good as it gets, I think we'll be alright. We were something, 20 something, a quarter century gone by. If this is as good as it gets, I think we'll be alright. We were something, 20 something, a quarter century gone by. If this is as good as it gets, I think we'll be alright. I think we'll be alright. Yeah, we'll be fine. Yeah, we'll be fine. There was beauty in the chaos, there was light and there was darkness, huddled in the barn on a cold December night.
Sara Elizabeth on all WNY Think So Joe show. That song called The After Party. You can catch her at the Lion and Eagle Club at noon on Saturday.
Yeah, dude, go out. She's awesome. Her voice
Lion
is
and
great.
Eagle Pub.
We've bumped into her playing at like Thin Man and stuff before when we've just been ducking in to get a beer. She's really
Yeah,
good.
I've seen her out and about at shows. I don't think I've ever actually seen her perform, and I need to rectify that at some point. I'm not going to Clarence to do it, but at some point I will catch a Sara Elizabeth show.
Yeah, definitely do it. She's a lot of fun. Really good.
She's super talented, and she's been like super cool to us here at the Think So Joe show. So we're always glad to play her stuff when she's got stuff coming up and new stuff coming out and all that. So, but yeah, definitely if you're in Clarence, you're out and about, you're not like I need to be home to watch this football game like me for Saturday. Definitely go check out her show, and I will get around to doing that eventually. We've been I finally introduced myself to her at Music is Art because we've been in the same place so many times. And I just hey, there's Sara Elizabeth, but I'm like in the middle of another conversation. She's in the middle of another. So finally at Music is Art is I need to go say hi to her because I've never actually met her in person. So.
Isn't it funny how that happens?
Yeah.
The second you put a Facebook photo of you holding an instrument up, all of a sudden you become friends with everybody else in the Buffalo music scene, and you tend to be friends with them for like 2 or 3 years before you formally meet them.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That is the story of my life, man. Just the Buffalo Sabres organist, Curtis Cook, for like a year, we were going back and forth on Twitter, and I'd be like, oh, dude, I can't wait to hear you at the game tonight. And he's like, dude, I'm not working the game tonight. Like, somebody's filling in for me tonight. And I'm like, fuck, really? Okay. And it finally, after a year and a half, I got tickets in that section just so I could be like, yo, I'm gonna go meet this dude. And I got a picture with him. And it was like, we're gonna break Twitter. We're gonna break Twitter because people have been following this saga for like a year of I'm going to this game on Tuesday. Hey, I'm not working that game on Tuesday. And then I'd go with Karina and she'd just be shitting on the fucking organist the whole night because he'd be playing out of time.
He's a backup organist.
He'd be playing out of time. He'd be playing the Let's Go Buffalo thing, and it would just be out of rhythm. And it's just yeah, you know what? I never even really thought about the rhythm to that because it's, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I never really thought about it until she started pointing out that this dude was doing it wrong, and where's the other guy? And then for fucking odd night, I got him to fucking rickroll everybody.
Nice. That's awesome.
Kirsten says mood. She knew Allie Burns 7+ years before meeting her, and I knew Allie Burns for about 30 seconds before I met her. So I booked. She was in a band, and I booked them on a show, and I met them at the show. So it was I knew her for a couple of weeks, maybe a month or two at most.
I don't know
before I finally actually met her. She's from Erie, but splits her time between there and Buffalo, and she plays around here a lot. So
cool.
But she was in a band, and I met her then. But yeah, there's a lot of people where it's just like I've known these people for years, but I don't actually know them. The fucking the sound guy at Evening Star in Niagara Falls. I've known who this guy is for a number of years, like maybe a decade at this point, and I never actually met him in person until we fucking played there. Because every time I was at Evening Star before that, like the late Greg Rinker was doing sound. And so finally, like, you know, we're playing and this dude's like, hey, you know, hey, how you doing? I'm so-and-so. I'm like, I know who you are. Like, I've heard your name so many times and I'm finally meeting you. And that happens all the time, man.
So your
like,
reputation precedes you.
Yeah.
Either that or your Facebook profile.
Right. But no, I definitely feel that. Definitely have, you know, met people after years of knowing them through social media. And just like, oh, hey, you know, nice to finally meet you. You know, it seems to be a common phrase.
Yep.
So
it's the way it goes, man. With a big but also small and interconnected musical scene.
Like our buddy Jay from On the Cinder, like I kept seeing his name as like, you know, Facebook, you know, people you might know, and I would never like add him as a friend because I have a friend from childhood named Jason Wright, and I'm like that would get just fucking confusing. And then I'm at we're recording the fucking Yellow Sauce, the first version of the Ballad of Bob Paul, and that's still to this day the only time I was actually like in studio with Yellow Sauce to do any of my bits.
Okay.
But we went in and we did the pulled over skit, and we did the intro for Space Wizard, and you know, Jay's talking to me like he's known me for years, and we get out to the car. I'm like, Leland, who was that? He's like, oh, that's Jay Wright. Like, oh, okay. And then I sent Jay a friend request. I'm like, dude, this is why I've never sent you a friend request. And you know, it's a funny, you know, funny story. And I think I probably even mentioned it in the fucking interview we did with them a couple of months ago. But, but yeah, Kirsten's little game is collecting. Let me pull this up here. Collecting profile photos. Soon her feed will be full of her own photos. You know, it's funny because like we did a show for charity that Karina put on, and she was like, "Take pictures. Bring your camera. Take pictures." I'm like, "Fuck you mean to bring my camera and take pictures? Who the fuck am I, Meredith Snow?" And so I think I posted on Facebook like, channeling my inner Meredith Snow and taking pictures at the show today, and like they came out really well, and like I'm all of a sudden like I'm getting messages from like Frankly Lost out of Pennsylvania, and he's just like, "Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you crop this to a square and put your watermark on it so I'm not like stealing your photo, and I can use it as my profile picture?" Like, okay, sure, I can do that. Wow. This is like, why are people using my shit as their profile photo? That's weird.
What a
harvesting souls.
What a stand-up move to ask you to throw your watermark on it.
I appreciated that because, like, you know, like I'm not a photographer and I don't pretend to be. I have really good camera phones, and I have decent enough cameras. Like the one we're shooting on here is a fucking Canon M200, but yeah, like
I like this camera.
You know, like, but I'm never gonna claim to be a photographer. So like, it was cool for them to be like, "Yo, can you crop this with your watermark on it so I can use it as my profile picture?" Like, yeah, okay, Frank, sure, whatever. If you really want me to, I can do that. So
nice, man. Good shit.
Kirsten's been loving her R6i, Canon R6i. I've been watching all these videos of like, here's the best camera to use for YouTube. Because like once I realized that this doesn't shoot in 4K or like I couldn't shoot in 4K 60 with my old phone, I was like, fuck, what do I like? I want to shoot in 4K 60. This one shoots in 4K 24, but it's like a really cropped format, so I have to put it like really far away from me. So I've been looking at like cameras, and they're all like, "Oh, well, you need to get a full frame camera, and then that's gonna make sure that you get the best amount of light and the best angle, and like." The cheapest one is like $1,600. I'm like, yeah, no. Nope. I'll just shoot my fucking phone that now will successfully shoot 4K fucking 60 at without overheating. So
You know what you could do is you could download the Caesars Sportsbook app, and after 1 week with me,
I could have that $1,600 to buy a new camera, the Sony fucking A7 whatever the fuck. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like that's the one that like I mean it's bright enough in here that the cameras are able to fucking handle everything. So like, that's the good thing. Like, I got this new fucking phone, and I was gonna get the Pixel 6 Pro because I had the Pixel 5. And I'm like, I love this phone, and I love this operating system, and I love this camera, except for the fact that it fucking overheats if I try to shoot video in 4K. So, and then I looked it up, and I guess that's still a problem with the fucking Pixel 6. So I'm like, let me check out the Samsung Galaxy S21. So I got the S21 Plus, and I ordered a fucking case the day I got it. And I just got the shipping notification during the last song break. I've had it since last Thursday. That's when I ordered the fucking case. It's a custom case, so I'll give them some, leeway, I guess.
but you've been waiting.
It'll be a week tomorrow.
Yeah.
They said it's like 2 to 3 days to fucking print the thing and ship it out, and so business days. So
it adds up, but it's still a long time, especially for you to be sitting there waiting because you're just going to order something else.
You figure I ordered it late Thursday. I figure I don't go anywhere. I don't need a case, right? So I ordered it late Thursday, and so you figure Friday would be business day 1. Monday was fucking Martin Luther King Day, so they probably weren't there.
Yeah, most likely.
So you give them Tuesday, Wednesday, that's 3 business days. So, right on schedule.
Yeah, right on schedule. You're just,
I'm not,
just waiting.
I just got to wait for it. I don't know when it'll get here. I haven't, I didn't get a chance to look at the shipping info, but, that's been the thing. Is like I've been ordering shit, and I'm just like, fuck, when's it getting here? Fuck, Thursday. I wanted it for Wednesday for the show. Like I got a splitter for the mics so we can adjust volumes individually. Send it to 2 separate channels on the mixer, but it's getting here Thursday.
One more week, man. At least one more.
I got a new faster hard drive that'll make the computer run better, and that's coming tomorrow.
One more week.
So, but I'm glad to know that this doesn't sound terrible and that this is something we can get away with.
Yeah, it's good. I actually really like the clip-on mic. It's a lot easier to use than the condenser mic off to the side. Just because,
I don't have to teach you how to use this one. Just clip it on your shirt and talk.
Exactly. Yeah, I have no mic technique. I'm in a punk rock band. This one works great. I don't need to do anything. And I don't need to move around.
You don't need to speak. You don't need to speak off axis. And the thing is, wherever you go, you move wherever the fuck you want, and you still have audio. I'm digging it. That was kind of what the idea was, and it was like, And then once I was fucking with it, and it's like, okay, it sounded like shit when I did things you might not know, and I ended up using my fucking shotgun mic. And I'm like, the worst case scenario, I could use this as a fucking wireless for the shotgun mic and plug that into the fucking mixer. And it's on a boom arm, so it would just go right above us, right out of shot, and you would not even fucking know the difference, I don't think. But it is still a fucking physical microphone that's not attached to you, so you'd still have to be in a general area to get the sound. You could still move around though, but yeah, it's on the light stand that's got the background lights and shit on it, so.
Well, if we get there, we'll experiment.
I don't think we need to do that. I think this is working, so I think we're good.
Yeah.
I don't need to send this back and be like, yo, give me my money back on this shit. No, if it sounds good, it sounds good. I'm good. I did a test video right before you got here, just let me make sure. And then I pulled it up on the new screen, and just everything just had this tint of red. And I'm just like, why the fuck is everything red? That's weird. And then it turned out that's what Windows was sending to the fucking monitor with the HDR turned on. So it's I gotta turn HDR off, and now I gotta figure out how to fucking set up a color profile on this thing. Fucking pain in the ass. I'm like, nope, this is a problem for future, Joe. Or I'll just leave the fucking HDR off, one of the two. Fuck do I need that for? I watch videos on that one, not this one, so.
Yeah, there you go.
Whatever. It's just weird that my laptop handles the colors on they're the same monitor. My laptop handles the fucking colors way better than my desktop does. I don't understand. Whatever. Anyway. But yeah, that's no, I was like, let me try out these mics, because I've been watching a lot. I watch a lot of videos about YouTube and podcasting and stuff like that, and desk setups. I posted my fucking desk setup on.
I love that you're watching like videos about desk setups. Like I understand that you actually want to do it to have some indication of like how do I best coil these cables, but like the fact that it's plural is sort of like it shows dedication, but it is funny to me. It's something I wouldn't think about because I'm not into this level of media setup. It's strange. Like
Weren't we talking about like you need a desk?
yeah.
And I'm like, dude, just let me know. We'll set you. We'll get you a nice setup, man. Like, just come get me. We'll go to fucking Best Buy. We'll get everything we fucking need.
That's
Best
coming.
Buy, Home Depot, Office Depot, whatever the fuck, man. We'll just get whatever we need and get everything set up.
That's coming, man. That's a little further down the line than we've got some home improvement projects to do. I'm actually
Do those first.
Me and Natalie are working those out tonight after the show, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm sitting here and I've got I got this new 4K monitor in here and I've got all my cables routed everywhere I need to. So now like the next step is going to be take these mics off because we're probably not going to end up using them for the most part. So I can take these off and free up that space. And then like and then I'm like I don't think there's anything else I want to do. Like I've got a decent monitor and I've still got my dual monitor set up. So this one's still mirrored in the booth so I can still see what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
I got the camera set up where I need it to be. All the cables are pretty well managed to a point where I can add and remove shit from this setup and still keep the cable management really well under control. And then so now I'm just like, maybe I should buy a new desk. I've had this one for a year. I literally set this desk up on New Year's Eve going into 2021. Damn. And now I'm like, maybe I should get another desk. Because there's things I don't like about it. Like, it's a cheap desk. There's things I don't like about it. But for the most part, it's, it does the job.
Yeah, it's functional, Get your shit done.
So part of me is like, I kind of want to get a new desk with like a thicker fucking, a thicker tabletop here and, something that doesn't have because this keyboard shelf that you guys can't see, but Ryan can, this keyboard shelf is like, it's not screwed on in the back because there's like bars back there stopping me from being able to screw it in. So it's like, if I get another desk, then I can properly put this thing on there. And also I, make it just something a little like wider where I can, have room to screw the fucking power strips on. Mm-hmm. So that way there's no cables going to the floor at all.
Right. So much cleaner. You can send it to, then you can take a picture of the back and send it to that subreddit. I think it's called Wire Porn. They show like newly installed electric boxes where everything is properly labeled. Nice. And you could do the exact same thing because it is very satisfying to see everything organized like that.
Get a new desk, get the cables all managed properly, and just fucking send it into Set of Wars. Like, hey, dude, check it out. Here's my setup. I've been watching your channel for fucking 2 years now, and I finally got something I like. And then he'd be like, but it's not symmetrical. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like you should put the big monitor down next to the other small monitor because you got the big one there and you got the enough. I don't. This is the way I need it. This is the way it should be set up for me.
It's a good setup, man.
It works,
dude. Not to abruptly change the subjects, but my old man just texted me, and I think this solidifies the fact that I actually would be a good gambling advisor, but it also just like demonstrates the abyss that Sabres fans have been languishing in for the past 9 years. Apparently since 2013, if you bet $1 million each game against the Sabres, you would be up to $117 million. So basically, if you just gamble against the Sabres every week, you would multiply your money. You'd have 117 to 1 odds. Like, that's how bad this team has been. And that's, I don't know if that's including like the spread and commission fees and stuff, but like, that's insane. Like, it's not supposed to work that way.
It is insane, but it sounds like it would be accurate. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been hell. Like, even with the good players, they haven't been good. And I tend not to, especially in a sport like hockey where it's so fluid and it's reliant on player decisions, I tend not to blame everything on the coach. But like it appears to have been coaching because their roster is not as good as it was in prior years and they're playing just as good. So I don't know what to say. Like
I think
it's a mess.
we went to a show. We didn't go together, but we met up at the show and we're walking back, and we were talking. It was right after they hired Ralph Kruger. And I remember just having this conversation with you where I'm just like, why the fuck did they hire a fucking soccer coach? That's not gonna fucking help. And you're like, oh no, man, give him a chance. He'll do all right. Like, and then he did fucking terrible. And it's just like,
Yep. I remember advocating for him being like, yeah, it's great. He had success in, I don't know if it was like English Premier League or whatever league he was in as an executive for a soccer team. And I'm like, oh, the players loved him. They were pretty good when he was the coach in Edmonton. It's probably going to work out great. Let's just give him a shot. We gave him some rope and he hung all of us with it. Like, it was fucking terrible.
and I was skeptical the whole time. I don't even remember what show we were coming back from, but we were coming back from a show at fucking Canal Side and just talking about this.
You know what it was? It was Social D.
That's right.
Yep. Social D and Flogging Molly.
Yep.
Wait a minute. Was it that? Or yes, it was, because that was the one we were walking back on. Because I remember we also bumped into each other at the Boss Tones, but the one we walked back from was Social D.
That reminds me, I have tickets for a show in Rochester that I'm supposed to be going with Karina and her cousin. I gotta like see what's up with that.
You're out, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if they want me to just send them the tickets and like, yeah, guys, just give me the money. You guys have fun. Like the Bomb Pops are on it, so I'm like, I want to go.
Yeah, they're so fucking good. Bomb Pops are awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Bomb Pops we were talking about Teenage Bottle Rocket earlier. They had a couple songs that the drummer who passed had helped them write, and I mean, it's just, they're another one of those bands where the Bomb Pops write really good, really catchy pop punk tunes. It's not as Ramonesy, but it's got that same sort of hook to it. Like I'll listen to them any day. I'll go see them any day.
I remember getting a couple of their albums because YouTube started like recommending them to me after I watched like a bunch of like Masked Intruder videos. And like I got a couple of their albums and Brian's just like, oh, you only got them because you saw them on my Discogs. Like, no, dude, I got them because like I've been watching them on YouTube and I actually dig them. I really wanted to get these albums. No, you just got them because I have them. Like, dude, I love you, but no. I'm not copying your record collection. All right, we do got to get out of here very shortly. SMUG, you said one of the dudes in SMUG is in that band you're playing with, right?
Yeah, Zach from SMUG is in Wrestle with Jimmy, who's playing with Shambles when we do that cover set Friday the 19th of February at Good Bar. Come check it out.
Well, you can see SMUG this weekend. They're performing Saturday with Aircraft from Buffalo and Toronto's Wine Lips. And that show's at Mohawk Place. It's at 3 p.m. It's $10 at the door. So go check that out. This is SMUG. This song's called What It's Worth, and we'll see you next week on the ThinkSoJoE Show.
1, 2, 3, 4. Got a little nervous now. I got a little nervous now. Got a lot of nerve somehow. Let's get a little nervous. Well, I'm the one who came here first, and you're the one who left the words. So you left it up to me. Well, can you see? When we talked about how nobody thought about how you've been here before. When you've been saving up and it turns out it's not enough, well, you'll be coming back for more.